A very good afternoon to all of you. Uh, can you please confirm if you can hear me, guys? Okay, Deepika, Bishmita, Ayush, Hajarika, okay, Mahima, Langesh Reddy, Kratika, okay, a lot of people responding back. Yeah, thank you guys. And screen is also visible to you. The screen is also visible. Okay, okay, good. So guys, we are starting soon. Just wait a couple of minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, and we are starting then, right? I'm just like, people are joining, still people are joining. So, let's just wait for 2 minutes and then we can start. So guys, welcome again. Welcome to Forsk Coding School, and this is Yogendra, your primary instructor for this session, 1 week long program. And Dr. Sylvester, also part of the instructor team here, and a couple of TA members from the Fast Coding School, they are here. So I think we can start now. First of all, everybody, this program is a 5 days long program. Every day, right? Every day we are going to spend 2 hours. So every day we are going to spend 2 hours. And timings are very well known to you guys. We'll be starting at 4 p.m. sharp and closing by 6 p.m. Right? Initial 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours, we would be keeping for the session, where you will have some discussion, where you will have some lecture, where you will have some demo, where you will have some live coding, where you will have some concept discussion. That is for initial 1.5 hour. And rest of the 30 minutes, right? Rest of the 30 minutes are for doubt session, where you can ask your questions, your queries, discuss with us, and we'll try to answer them. So that remains the format of this program, right? So every day, 2 hours, Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. starting. Initial 1.5 hour is for the session, and half an hour, which is left after that, that would be for your doubts. So is that clear with everyone? Can you please confirm, guys? Okay. Yeah, thank you. And this program is a very, excellent mix of people from academic section, where people, from the teaching fraternity are joining us. People, professors, associate professors, assistant professors are part of this program. And along with them, the students who are, willing to learn around machine learning, willing to learn around data science, are also joining this program. So guys, I welcome all of you, to this program, and people across India, right? People across India, people start, from Jammu Kashmir to Tamil Nadu, or, from Gujarat to Meghalaya, part of this program, they have registered for this. This program is Python based, first of all, right? This program is Python based. So now I'm coming to what would be the agenda, right? What would be the agenda day wise? I'm going to cover that first. So this being a 5 days long program, so on the day one, which is, today, I would be talking about orientation first, right? And then I would be covering the basics of the Python. So guys, those people who are very new to the Python programming can, still join this, because I would be covering basics of the Python programming in today's session. After this, on the day two, that would be tomorrow, I would be talking about data analytics part, where we would be using a couple of libraries to solve data analytics problems. And the libraries which are used for data analytics in Python, because this program is Python based, so we would be using 3 libraries here. NumPy would be there, matplotlib would be there. These are the libraries. If you don't know about them, don't worry about them, right? We'll make you, understand in tomorrow's session. And pandas. So these are the 3 libraries that are pretty much used for data analytics purpose. On the day 3, we will have a discussion around, what the AI is, what the ML is, what the DL is, and other couple of things. And where, we would be defining what the ML is, what the DL is, and how come they are related to each other, how you can, use them to achieve AI. And after having a detailed discussion around the use cases and definitions, right, we would be covering supervised machine learning here. So supervised machine learning is a sub part of the machine learning, On the day 4, we would be spending good amount of time in understanding what the unsupervised machine learning is. And obviously we would be using a couple of algorithms here. So at least I'm planning to take at least one algorithm from supervised machine learning, at least one algorithm from unsupervised machine learning, understand the mathematical concepts around it, use that to solve a problem. So obviously the practical would be there. And the day 5, right? On the day 5, this would be a day where we discuss around deep learning, right? And obviously where we would be talking about what the ANN is, what the CNN is, what the RNN is, right? That would be there. So that's the 5 days long program. According to the schedule, we are not going to cover NLP, and obviously it's not a detailed program. It's a kind of a workshop, and the 70% is stuff we want to keep it, practical. That would be the case, guys. And 30% would be, the concepts and demos and discussions that is there. So we try to keep this percentage. So you can consider this as an applied machine learning workshop, applied AI workshop, applied, kind of a data science workshops. Even if these terms are not, known to you, you are not aware of these programs, don't worry about that. During this program, you are going to learn around these concepts, and you would be quite comfortable when we finish this program on Friday, right? So is the agenda clear with everyone? Can you please confirm, all of the guys, that yes, day-wise schedule has been discussed now, and we would be strictly following this program, this schedule only. Okay. Now, so on the day one, like, we are going to talk about what kind of a tool we would be using. We would be talking about Python, where it is being used, and I'm talking about Python programming. So obviously the basics of the, Python, would be covered into that, right? So uh, also, couple of things. This session is a recorded, this session is being recorded, guys, and you would be getting the, a recorded video available on the YouTube channel, right? So what I'm saying, that you don't need to record anything, don't try to do so. Whatever the session, we are going to take, we are going to record it, and the recording would be available on the YouTube. And there on the YouTube, we have a channel with the name Forsk Coding School. Right? So Forsk Coding School is the channel name. There you can go, right? And you would be getting, right? You would be getting uh, all the recorded sessions there. So Dr. Sylvester, can you hear me? Can you please confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. And after this, couple of more announcements for you guys, and before we start. This workshop and this program is completely free to join, completely free to attend, right? Free to attend, free to join all of the days. And if you want the certificate of this program, right? And obviously recorded sessions are also available on the YouTube. Recordings are available on YouTube. If you want a certificate of this program, right, then you need to register for certificates separately, and you need to make a payment of 300 rupees only, but not today, not even tomorrow. That happens when we are closing the program, right? So, on the second last day, we announced that, the people who want the certificate can register for, a certificate. So those details would be shared on the fourth day, guys. So I hope this is clear with everyone, right? We will be talking about certificates and other details later on, but I have just given you a hands up that, how we are going to do that. Now, coming to next point. No, Naresh Kumar, no. This program, this workshop is completely based on Python programming. Python, as of now, or even from 2019 survey, it is the most popular programming language. So Python programming is the most popular, programming language as of now. And if you remember from 2019 Stack Overflow survey, this has been, the #1 programming language. Python comes in two versions, if you go for a very high, level kind of, overview. The one version is 2.7 and the other version is 3.7. So there are two versions, right? Basically this, this number keeps on changing. So we say 2.x, and this number also keeps on changing. So we say 3.x, but most of the time x is 7 here and 7 here, right? And there is no new development. There is no new development on this version now. So no new development here now. So from 2020, start of the 2020. So from January 2020, there is no development here on this product line, guys. Whatever the development is happening, it is happening on this version now, right? So every new library is coming up on this version. So we would be using this version only. So guys, uh, are you okay? Do you understand this, that the version of the Python that we are going to use in this program would be 3.7. It can be 3.8, can be 3.6, but that would be 3.x, mainly. And obviously this boot camp or this workshop is for the beginners, right, who have no idea, right, who have no idea what the machine learning is, who have no idea what the Python is, who have no idea what the a deep learning is. Don't worry about that. During these 5 days, you would be very, very comfortable around that. I'm not going to say that you will become expert, but I think a very good horizontal coverage you will have in the 5 days, and you will have lots of concept with you, and you will enjoy the program, that I can say. Now, uh, having this part, that which Python version we are using, now coming to the IDE part, that which IDE we are going to use. So I'm talking about IDE, guys. Now, integrated, integrated development environment. Integrated development environment. The tool that we would be using, the tool that we would be using is called as Anaconda Spider. So we would be using this, right? But if you are already working on some other tool, that is also okay. You don't need to switch to Anaconda Spider for this workshop. If you are already using, let's say, Jupyter, right? Or you're already using PyCharm, or you are already using VS Code, or you are already using Google Colab, you can continue to use these tools. But for us, that would be the tool that we would be using. So guys, is that clear with everyone, that the kind of a tool that we are going to use for live coding, that would be Anaconda Spider, right? And someone has recently asked me the coding, YouTube channel name. So that is Forsk Coding School on YouTube. So guys, Python programming based workshop, Python version 3.7, integrated development environment, Anaconda Spider. Okay, I have a poll for you guys. Can you please let me know that how many of you guys are already having any, uh, uh, IDE with you? So maybe you are already on the Anaconda Spider, maybe you are already on the Jupyter, maybe you are already on the PyCharm or VS Code or Google Colab. Okay, okay. Somebody saying that I'm using Atom. So Atom is basically editor only, but in the background you can connect a Python compiler or Python interpreter as well with Atom. Uh, So, okay, that's good. Cool, cool. So, I have a next question for you before we start, guys. Uh, how many of you are already aware about machine learning? How many of you are already aware about machine learning? Okay. So Bhavika saying, I'm not aware. A couple of people saying, sir, I have no idea. Vivek Pancholi saying, Sivantika Ray saying, okay, uh, no issues. Malvika from Dali, Kirti Nagpal, Neelima Das, Ronak Piraka. Okay, a lot of people actually. Hmm. And a couple of people saying that they have recently completed internship on this. Okay, good. So I think uh, 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 Ezekiel saying, so I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrongly, saying, sir, I'm from arts background, I have no idea. Don't worry, Ezekiel, I think you will get an idea if you sincerely attend all the sessions. I think you will get it. So at least you will get a idea, high level overview what the machine learning is and how it is being used in the technology space. Okay. Now, let me introduce a couple of other things for you guys. Whatever discussion goes here, right? Whatever the code we write here, whatever the image we use to demonstrate something, to explain something, everything would be available for you on the Google Drive, right? Everything would be available for you on the Google Drive. And the link to that Google Drive is shared on the chat window now, guys. The link to the Google Drive is shared on the chat window. So this is the link which you have got just now. It's a Google Drive link where everything is available. There is a day-wise folder, day 1 folder, day 2 folder, day 3 folder, and everything would be available there. Okay. Uh, the Zoom meeting ID link, right? The Zoom meeting link is always going to be same. It is not going to change every day, right? Every day this is same. No change in the that link. So you don't need to remember that because once you are already logged in, Zoom remembers that part for you. Now, obviously you may have some technical questions, right? You may need some technical assistance during this program. So guys, there are two team members from the Forsk, right, who are going to help you. And these are the WhatsApp numbers where you can contact them and share your query, and they would be happy to help you, right? That's there. For any non-technical query, if you have any questions, then you can contact Surendra from Fast Coding School. So guys, I have shared, the details, numbers, where you can post your technical queries. And I have also shared with where, if you need any non-technical assistance or you have any non-technical query, you can call or you can message Surendra, and the numbers are given on your screen now. They are available on your chat window, guys, right? Uh, Obviously every day we may have couple of assignments for you, and we call these assignments are the code challenges. So Once you solve these, these assignments, you can upload them, and there is a Google form available. So I'm going to share that Google form, a link now with you guys, that if you want to submit the assignment, you can submit your assignments on the given Google form, where you will need to upload the file where you write the code in Python, the file with the extension .py, right? Because it would be a Python code, so the extension of the file would be .py. So that's there, guys, right? And regarding the Forsk coding school, if you're not able to search on the Google, right? I'm going to share you the link directly. There you can click on this and subscribe to this channel, so that whenever there is a new video available for your session, you can watch it out. So that's there, right? Assignments would be given later, not now. They would be shared on the day wise. They would be given to you day wise, right? And we will be explaining that what the assignment is for today, right? So whatever the data is required or whatever the problem statement is, we would be sharing those details with you every day, and you can work on those. Guys, are you clear so far? Is it everything okay with you? Please confirm. Okay. Generally, after closing of the session, so let's say this program gets closed every day at the 6 p.m. So generally it is, it takes around an hour to upload the video on YouTube. So, maybe after the 7 p.m. every day, you will have the video available on the channel. That's the, a kind of a ballpark time that I can share with you. So that's there. Now, guys, the screen that you see on your device is Anaconda Spider screen. The screen that you see on the device or on your laptop, on your desktop, the screen is Anaconda Spider screen. So this is the IDE that we are going to use for our coding purpose, right? That is the IDE, Integrated Development Environment, that we are going to use. And now let me quickly explain how we can use this tool, right? So, you can see on the title, that is very clearly given, that is the spider. And the version I'm using here is Python 3.7. So Python version I'm using is 3.7. And see this, guys. Here you can see basically this screen is divided into two windows. On the left hand side, where you see some numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, this is called editor window. This is called editor window, and in this window we are going to write our Python code. Python code is saved in a file with the extension .py. I have already created a .py file that would be shared with you later on. And the name of that file is day_1.py. But you can also create your new file by going to File menu and clicking on this option, New File. When you click, and there you can see there a new file has been added. And now you can see the name of that file in the tab. So guys, this is the one tab. This is the another tab, and this is the third tab on the editor window only. And the file that is recently opened up by you is with the name Untitled 0.py, right? So you can open the file that way, right? You can open the file that way. Okay, maybe you can click on this button as well, right? Or rather than going to File menu, you can click on this. And when you click on this, there you can see, guys, we have opened up one more file. And now the name of that file is untitled1.py. I can close them. So this one closed and this one closed. Okay. and I'm back on day1.py. Okay. Now, whatever the statement, whatever the code we write here in this editor window, and when we execute that code, output would be seen on the right side. And this window, right, that you currently see is actually a multi-purpose window on the right side. And there you can see 3 tabs. There you can see 3 tabs, guys. The tab which is right now enabled is Python console, right? IPython console. So console means whatever the code we execute, the output of that code would be seen here. So that's kind of a command line. That's kind of a command line. Okay. Whatever the data structures, whatever the variables we use in Python code while solving some problems, all of those variables would be listed under the second tab. That tab is Variable Explorer. So if I click on this tab right now, you can see there's nothing listed as of now because I have not written anything. But when I write, I'll explain you later on, right? So that's the second tab. The third tab is Files tab that you can see, guys. Okay, what is this? Basically, this tab gives you the list of files or list of folders, right, of the directory that you have selected to work on. So how to select the directory? So maybe you can create any folder in your computer's drive, and you can select that drive by clicking on this button. So guys, there you see, we click on this, right? And when you click on this, we see a pop-up window, and you can choose any folder in which you want to save your files, any folder where you want to save the files, store the files, right? So you can create a new if you want, or either you can use already existing folder name. So I have created a folder like this, free 9 FDP July, right? So, and I have put a couple of files already into this, and that's why when I open this directory, right, I see all these files which are part of that directory. I can see a couple of folders also, and couple of, so there you can see .py files, .image, .png, .csv, couple of files already there. So this is the way you can select the directory, and the directory that you select is called as working directory. So guys, couple of things here. How to create a new file, that was the concept. This is the spider screen. On the left hand side, you are going to write the code, right? On the right hand side, basically this is a multi-purpose window where the first tab is console, second tab is the variable explorer, and third tab is files. And even even you can remove and add more tabs, but that's for later, not for now. And how to select the directory in which you want to work, right? So what I said, guys, that click here and you see this icon, open folder icon, right? So open folder icon, there you can see, and you can select any folder. And once you select this folder, right, when you select this folder, that will set the working directory for you. So whenever you create a new file, that new file would be saved in that directory, right? And the variable explorer is for what? Whenever you declare any variable. So let me show you 2-3 things here before we actually start with the coding part. So let's say I write print hello guys. So that's the code we want to write. So this is the simple statement that we can write in Python. And when I select it, guys, so you select it, and how to run this? So maybe you can run in 2 ways. So select this, and after that you hit shift enter, shift button dabao, enter dabao, shift enter. And there you can see, guys, this statement is executed on the right hand side, and here you get the output. And now there is a new command line for you, right? So, and if shift enter is not working for you, guys, if shift enter is not working for you, select it and press F9 button. F9 I'm talking about, right? So using F9 button also, you can execute this statement. So by selecting it, and then either pressing shift enter or pressing F9 button will work for you. So that's the case here, guys. Okay, and let's say whenever you declare a variable, so variable declaration happens like this in Python, where I'm saying that there is a variable with the name a whose initial value is 10, right? So we do not explicitly specify the data type. That is not needed in Python. So when I say a is equal to 10, so 10 is basically being an integer number, right? So whatever the the value you assign to the variable, the type of that variable becomes like that only. So if you assign an integer value, the variable becomes integer. If you assign a float value, variable becomes float type. You assign a string, it becomes a string type. If you assign some Boolean value, it becomes bool type, and kind of that. We'll explain later on. And now when you say a is equal to c, 10, guys, go to the variable explorer, and there you see. Can you see the entry for a? So a has been added there, and it tells that what the type is, and it tells what the initial value is, right? So, or the current value is. So, and if you want to run both of these, don't worry, you can select both of them, or multiple statements, and then hit Shift Enter, or hit F9 button as well. So that's the basic how you can use Anaconda Spider. I think everybody should be comfortable now that you can also start using it now, guys. Can you please confirm that this is good so far for you? Right? Yeah. Cool. Uh, one more thing, guys. One more thing, right? Uh, whenever I ask you something, right? Whenever I ask you something, please try to respond that. Maybe you can raise the hand, or maybe you can, send the message in chat window, because I can't see you, you can't see me, right? And the only way to get your feedback, or only way for you to share the feedback, is through chat window only, right? And even if you have not installed any tool so far, don't worry, you can do that later on. As of now, you can just focus on the class, right? You can download Anaconda later on and install it, and that's okay. No, you can use any other tool. You can use Jupyter, you can use PyCharm. That's not a problem. But we have to stick at to one IDE, so we are going for Spider here, right? Uh, there is no specific reason that why we are using Anaconda Spider, but Anaconda is kind of a platform which is used across the world by all the data scientists. It's open source, and a couple of things for the beginners are easy in Anaconda Spider, right? In Jupyter, you do not have Explorer window, and other things like that. And debug is also very easy in Anaconda Spider. Earlier, debug was very difficult in Jupyter as well, right? And that's why we stick to Spider. That's the case. Uh, Now, one more thing, guys. Python is probably the language which is mostly used in machine learning projects or data science projects, right? Initially, when all these things started, like data analytics, data science, data engineering, machine learning, and all, there was a language called SAS. That was the starting point, And after the SAS, there came a new language called R. R is capital here, guys, right? But because we're working for long in this domain, for last 2 to 3 years, right? Last 2 to 3 years, we see that Python, taken has, the top position here. The Python has, taken the top position here. That's there, right? So R was the language. R is still being used, at a lot of places in a lot of companies. But I think this is, the majority of the projects are in Python now, right? That's there. So exactly no idea around like full form Shiva. I think you can Google and because now it is quite older one, so people are not more on this, right? The future may be about Julia, right? So after the Python, right, guys, the future may be about Julia. But currently we are here in 2020. That's here, right? Yeah. So that's all, guys, to start with. And now I think we can quickly, go on and have a quick, overview of basic Python, right? So Sublime, people are asking about Atom and Sublime. They are not IDEs, they are just editors, right? You can use them as well for your Python coding. Sublime is also good, Atom is also good, but I would suggest that you should stick to Spider if you are a beginner, right? Uh, so shall we start, guys? Start करें? Okay, okay, I can. Okay. Thank you. First of all, guys, uh, hash is being used, right? Hash is being used for a single line comment in Python, right? So hash is being used. So this is single line comment, right? So this is a single line comment, guys. Okay. How to put multi-line comment in Python? So for that, you need to use triple quotes to start with, and with triple quotes as well. And whatever you write in between, that would be, a commented section. So, this is multi-line commenting. So that's there, right? So all of these lines are now commented out. So for single line, you can use this, and for a multi-line, you can use that. Okay. And now, if you remember from your C programming days, you used to import a math library, right? And on how you used to import that math library, I think that was like, a hash include math.h probably, right? That was your way of importing the header file. And basically this header file contains math related, uh, math related functions there. How we can do this kind of activity in Python, how we can import. So, we call them as libraries in Python. So how to import math library, right? How to, use a math library. So import math, guys, this is the way you can import the math library. And this library has a lot of mathematical functions. How do I come to know that what functions are there in this library? There is a function called dir, and I can print, right? I can print like this, dir, and in the dir, we are going to give the name of our library, and that is math. Maybe you can use a print statement to print the list, whatever is returned by dir. So now see this, guys, when I run this, right? See this, guys, right? Can you see, we see lot of mathematical functions now, right? We see lot of mathematical functions here, guys. Can you see log functions there, radians there, sqrt there, right? Trigonometric functions there, cost functions there, and all. Okay. Let's say we want to understand what the sqrt function does. We want to understand what the sqrt function does. So for that, we can call one more command. That command name is help, guys, help, right? And in the help, I need to tell that in which function I want to know the details. So how we can write about that function? Math, that is my library name, dot, that operator I have to use, and after that, any function name. So let's say you want to know about SQRT, see this guys, right? And let's print whatever we get from this. So print this guys and see what it does. It gives you a kind of a documentation that what the SQRT does, and says that, you know, uh, return the square root of X. So whatever value, so value is right now, so X is the value. So when you give X to it, it will return the square root of X. So if you give any value to SQRT function, it will give you the square root of that value. So what the dir was doing, dir gives you the list of functions that are available in the math library, right? And help gives you the documentation of a specific function. Okay, how we can use that SQRT now? We can use it very well. So let's say I use that math dot SQRT, and let's say I pass on some value. Let's say that value is 20. So that means I want to calculate the square root of value 20, and see this, we get the value out there. This is the square root value here, right? We can okay, see one more function. So let's say guys, we have a one more function, POW, right? What the POW means, let's understand that part. So we need to call the help function. In the help, what we will pass guys, we'll do a math dot POW, see this, right? Math. So see that, can you see on the command line windows guys, right? So it returns what? X to the power y. So it will take two parameters from you, X and Y, and it will give you X to the power y. That is there. So we can call, guys, we can call math dot POW 2 to the power 8. Let's say we want to calculate. So 2 is X and 8 is Y here. So math dot POW. So that we get here guys. So this way you can come to know about any function from math library, right? So you can, you know, go and, you know, check about that, right? So this is just, you know, the forward slash is just saying that, you know, it takes only two parameters and it's a closure here, you know, just documentation kind of stuff. Now, guys, sometimes, you know, sometimes it may happen that you write import a statement like this: import math as empty, right? Import math as empty. That means now you would be referring, right? Now you would be referring math library with the new name, and that new name is empty. So how you will call the SQRT function now? empty.sqrt. So that, you know, so that's there guys, empty.sqrt. See this, right? So now empty is this, right? So this way, you know, you can, you know, import any library. You can import pandas, right, as PD, or, you know, import numpy, kind of that, right? Or import matplotlib. So this is the way you can, you know, import the libraries. We would be using these tomorrow, not today, but just for example, I have given you. So guys, is the import concept clear to you, that how you can also import, right? Good guys, good. Yeah. Now, uh, now we need to understand one concept, that how we can take input from the user, how we can take input from the user, right? So if you remember from the C programming days, guys, you used to have a function called a scanf. Do you remember that? Or getS, kind of those functions, right? Here we have a function with the name input, guys. Input is the function name here. So through input, we can take, you know, values from the user, and while calling the input, you need to pass on some message, and that message would be available or would be seen by the user, right? So let's say I say enter the city name, for example. So this is the message that would be seen. And when we run this, that message would be displayed. And let's say user enters some city name or some name where we are going to store that name. So we would be storing that name in a variable. So let's say I name that variable as city. So guys, that makes a complete statement in Python. It will call, input, right, method. That would be the message seen on the console window. And on the console, when someone types and presses the enter button, that value would be stored in the city. So let's run it, guys. So I select it, right, and see this. And what message we get on the console? Enter the city name, right? And here you can, let's say, enter Jaipur, for example, right? So here you see, guys, so Jaipur. So where the Jaipur is gone now? Jaipur is now stored in variable city. So can you see this, guys? We can print our variable. So now let's print the variable city and see this, we get the Jaipur. And there you can see in the variable explorer as well, guys, city variable has been added in the window, and this is the value we have. And the type you can see is str. Str stands for string, actually, right? This is a string, right? So we do not need to mention the data type while in Python we have no compulsion on that. So guys, remember, if you want to know the data type of any variable, there is a method called type, right? There is a method called type. And when you give the name of the variables, a city, that will give you the type. So guys, on the console window, can you see that is str, that the str is string. It is a string here. So always remember, guys, whenever you call the input method will always read the data in a string form only. It will always read the data in a string form only, right? So your type is a string as of now. And let's say I declare a one more string, for example, right? Let me declare a one more string, str1, and I say a Forsk coding school, for example, this, guys. Guys, can you see that I have declared a variable with the name str1, and the initial value that I have assigned to it is under double quote. That means I have assigned a string to it, right? So see this, guys, I select it and I run it, and I want to know the type. Now that should be known to you that what the type is, str1, and see this, we have str, right? Okay, there are couple of ways in which you can declare a string. So I'm going to talk about all of these flavors. So there is one more way where I use single quotes only. So guys, I'm going to use the single quotes. Earlier I have used what? Double quotes. Now I'm going to use single quotes, and even in the single quote, that is very well allowed in Python. So now you can see, guys, this is also a valid declaration in Python. So if you want to know the str1 again, see this, guys, again str, see this. So double quote or single quote, right? Everything is a string. Okay. Now see a couple of more things. Even people, can use triple quotes as well, right? People can use triple quotes as well. Although we use triple quotes for multi-line commenting. If you remember, guys, we use triple quotes for multi-line commenting. But basically, whatever you can use triple quotes in a string declaration as well. So I can use triple quotes here, and I say Forsk. See this, guys. This is again going to be a str. So I'm just talking about the flavors, right? The different ways in which you can declare a string. Okay, more interesting part coming like this. str1 is equal to this. So this time, guys, I'm using a double quote, but inside the double quote I have used a single letter. that is capital F, right? And see this, when I declare it, what the type it says. So see this, guys, str1 and C. This is also a string. That means, unlike C programming, that was not the concept of C programming, guys, right? If this has been a C programming, this was a char type, right? But in Python, even if you are using a single letter, single character, everything is str, right? Everything is str. So guys, every time I'm going to use the same variable name, I use str1 here as well. I use str1 everywhere. So whenever I do a new assignment, the previous values are, gone, and the new value remains in the str1 only, right? So that is, that would be there. So see this, guys, and now the final variation comes here, where str1 is here, and we are using a single quote and a single letter. Still this is a str, ye bhi str hi hoga. So guys, do you see that there are multiple flavors through which you can declare a string? We used a double quote also, we used a single quote also, we used a triple quote also, we used a double quote with a single letter, we used a single quote with a single letter. So guys, this is the way you can declare a string in Python. Is that clear with everyone? Is that clear? Okay. Yeah. Now, guys, I I take this str1 from here, so I copy it and paste it here, guys. So this is str1, right? Do you remember from C programming days that you used to calculate the length of a string? strlen was the function in C programming. Here we have a len function, guys, len, that will give you the length here. So when I pass len, my variable name str1, it will print me the length of my string here, guys. So see this, it prints me the length. So 19 letters are there in the string, right? So how come 19? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. The space is also considered. So this is 6, then 7, then 8, 9, 10, and so on. So this is the way you find the length 19 here. Okay. Now, if you remember from your a previous experience of any programming, you can use indexing in a string, right? You can use indexing. So we can also use indexing in Python as well, right? So see this, we use our variable str1, and I use a square bracket here, right? And in the square bracket, let's say I specify the index. So let's say I specify 0. What is the meaning of 0? Basically, 0 indicates, right? 0 indicates the index, and 0 means the first letter from your str1. That means indexing by default starts with 0. So this is 0. This is guys 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, and so on. So when you say str1 0, it will print you the first letter from str1, and see this, guys, right? So that will print capital F for you, right? We can even specify the range as well, guys. There is a lot of interesting discussion now around the string, guys. So remember, we can specify the range as well. So how to specify the range as well, guys? See this. We are going to use the print statement, and inside the print statement, I'm going to use this. I use a square bracket to start with. Let's say I say 0. So start from the 0, and let's say I say 10, guys. What does it mean? It says that start from index 0, print that, print index 1 as well, 2 as well, 3 as well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Up to 9 only. 10 is excluded. So it will go only from 0 to 9. So guys, see this. We get a subpart of a string str1. So can you see this, guys? We get only this part, right? Why only this part? Because this is 0 and this is, you know, a 1 and then 2 and 3 and so forth. So it will go up to index 9 only. Is that clear, guys, that we can specify the range as well in Python? We can specify the range. Okay. Now, a very interesting concept comes here, guys. So let me show you that concept. That concept is known as, you know, guys, this indexing is also called as slicing in Python. So, you know, whenever you say indexing, you can consider this as slicing as well. Why slicing? Because you are cutting or chopping a bigger string into a smaller one, and that's why the slicing is there, right? So that would be there, right? And now, let's say I'm going to explain one more concept. That concept is known as reverse indexing, guys. What concept I'm talking about? Reverse indexing. So you can use a negative index as well in Python. You know, that's something new. Maybe, you know, that was not the case in C programming, but we can use a negative indexing in Python. And how to use that negative indexing, for that, let me show you an image, guys. See this image on your screen now. See this. Guys, we have a string, for example, and in that string is Monty Python, that you can see, guys. You know, every letter from that string has been shown in a square bracket. Here you see M is there, O-N-T-Y, and then we have a space because this is also one character. Then, you know, a Python is written there. Whatever we have used was the forward indexing. We used the positive indexing, we used forward indexing. And on the upper part of that string, you can see the forward indexing. So can you see, guys, starting from index 0, then 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it goes up to 11. And let's say you select this range only from 6 colon 10. So that means it will start printing from 6, print 7, print 8, print 9, you know, so 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it will print only 4 letters for you. 10 is excluded. So this is included, but after the colon, what you specify is excluded. Now come to the lower part of this image where you see we have a negative indexing as well allowed in Python. And how come the negative indexing has been there? Can you see, guys? This, which is the last character in your, string. Can you see, guys, that this can be accessed through -1 index as well? So this is -1, this is -2, -3, -4. So this is called as reverse indexing, guys. So that was the forward indexing, and this is called as reverse indexing. And always remember, guys, that whenever you want to print any subpart of the string, right, whatever the value you specify before colon, it should be smaller than the value that you specified after the colon, right? So when you say -12 colon -7, so it will start printing from -12 because -12 is lower than -7. So it will print -12, -11, -10, -9, and -8 up to -8 only. And that's how you select this part. So when we use this concept in our case only, so tell me, guys, what will happen if I do this str1 and within the square bracket, if I say -1, what will happen, guys? What will it will print? What is your answer to this? क्या print होगा इस case में when we say str1 -1? It will print the last letter, right? It will print the last letter from our string. And what the -1 is, guys, this is -1. Guys, this is -1. This is -2. Guys, this is -3, and so on. So we have this part, guys. So we have the last letter here, guys. Okay, what will happen, guys, if I do -2 here? That would be the last question for you, and then we move ahead. What would happen, guys, if we say -2? So -2 means second last character, right? If you remember from that, so it will print O from there. So that's clear. That's the case here, guys, right? Now, if you, let's say now I say str1 is equal to uh, corona pandemic, let's say. I say this, guys, corona pandemic, very much in the news. Everybody, is scared of it. So str1 is equal to corona pandemic, a new string initialization. And if you remember from your C programming days, guys, I'm always taking a reference from that point, because C programming is kind of programming where non-CSIT students are also aware from the first year. So guys, do you remember there was a kind of a toy assignment for you that convert all of the letters or characters to uppercase or lowercase and do that and that, blah, blah kind of assignments were there, toy programming for you, right? So we can do this part in, Python as well. So how to do that, guys? See this, str1, and then we apply a dot operator here, and I call the method called upper, guys, upper. See this, right? And when I say str1 dot upper, see this, everything we see on the screen on the right side is all caps. It's all capital. And here comes a very, very important concept for you guys. Here comes a very, very important concept for you. What important concept it is? See this, guys. Uh, when I execute this line number 78, right, you get the output on the console. But mind it, guys, that you only see the change on the display. You see the change on the output only. Your original string is still same. It is not changed. So guys, do you see on my right hand side, and I print str1. Now I'm using the console, and see, guys, when I print str1, can you see, guys, this is not changed. This is as it is what we had on the line number 76, right? Only the output you see that everything has been converted to uppercase, but your original string remains same. That means whenever you call such kind of function, it will not change the original string. It will only give you the display change, right? Or maybe you can do one more thing. You can assign the output of this to another string. So what I can do, guys, I can do str2 is equal to what? str1 dot upper, right? See this, dot upper, see this. And, str2 is equal to, right? See this now. And when I see str2, this is uppercase, but str1 is lower case, guys, and right. And guys, this single quote would be gone away when I say print str1, right? So when I say print str1, then it is not seen, right? But when I just say variable name, you can see single quote. That means it's a string. So whatever way you assign it, whether it was declared using double quote or declared using triple quote, you will see a single quote here only. That was the case, right? So we can call a one more function. Let's say, guys, I say str1 is equal to, for example, Jaipur. So this time, I have taken everything capital. And what will happen, guys? str1 dot lower, if I do something like that, right? str1 dot lower. See this, guys? Everything becomes lowercase. Will it change, guys? Will it change the original string? I have a question for you guys. Will it change the original string? No, it will not change my original string, right? So guys, see this. str1 is all, see this. Okay, now I have a very important concept to tell you around a string, guys. I have a very, a very interesting point to discuss. See this. Uh, Currently, guys, see, this is my str1. And now I want to make a change. What change I want to make? I want to make this capital J to a small one. So what I want to make a change. So from str1, I want to go to index 0. So that will give you a capital J. That can be seen here, guys. But now I want to assign a new letter here. So I use a assignment operator, and then I use, let's say, small j here, guys. See this. That means what I want to say, that please, whatever you have already, right, write this one on, you know, index 0, guys, right? Whatever you have on the index 0, now write this. And now let's okay, you know, guys, now focus on line number 88. What happens here when I select and run it? Can you see, guys, we get a error. Can you see? Type error we get, right? And it says str object does not support item assignment. What does it mean? It means that strings are read-only, they cannot be changed. Once initialized, a string cannot be changed. So strings are read-only. So what is the first concept we should know around a string? You know, strings are read-only. Strings are read-only. And the things that are read-only in Python, things or objects that are read-only in Python, they are called immutable, guys. What do you call them as? Immutable, right? So strings are immutable in Python. They are read-only, and that's why this statement was not allowed, guys, right? This statement was, right, not allowed. So guys, is that clear that strings are, read-only in Python? Is that clear? Okay, good. Like we have been playing around with the strings, right? We can use other data types as well in Python, guys, right? The way we have played around with a string, we can have other, right? Other data types as well. Okay, what can be the other data types that are allowed in Python? So let's say I say age is equal to 32. What does it mean? It means that you are declaring a variable with the name age, whose initial value is 32, because 32 is an integer value. So the type of the age variable will also be integer, right? So iska type bhi kya hoga? Integer hoga. So you can see in the output, guys, it's int there. See this, int, it's there, okay? And now you can very well, identify that what would be the type here if I say marks is equal to 41.2. What would be the type, guys? What would be the type here? It would be float, right? So there is no concept of double in Python, right? Everything is float in Python. Everything is float, right? So that's there. Because the memory management takes, it's entirely different than C programming. So memory management in Python is different. So, either we have an integer or we have a float. Okay, now guys, let's say I use a variable with the name status, right? And status is equal to, I say true, guys, right? So, status is equal to true, right? So what you are assigning this now, guys, this is basically a Boolean value, right? And mind it, guys, T is capital here. It is a case sensitive, guys, right? So, so that means this time it is a Boolean type, right? So it is a Boolean here. So bool, it will give you the bool, right? That's the case, guys. Now, guys, let me take one more case. Are you aware of the null from C programming? Here we have something like that as well. So guys, A is equal to, A is equal to none here. So N is capital here, guys, right? See this. And what the type is, exactly the type is none type. So we have a none type. This is right. So that's, see this guys, uh, so whatever, the basic types are allowed in terms of data types in Python. I have covered everything. So what I have covered, guys, I have covered a string, I have covered integer, I have covered float, I have covered Boolean, and I have covered none type as well. So none is a value and none type is a type, right? So, sometimes you don't know what value has to be assigned to a particular value, but you want to use that variable in future. So maybe initially you can assign a none value to it, right? And later on assign some right value for that, right? So this is the way, guys. So are you clear about the data types, guys? Now we have taken up, five data types: integer, float, a string, Boolean, and none type. So that's, there, guys. Uh, Now, guys, now none is kind of a null, right? From your C programming, if you remember, it was a null, no defined value given to it, no defined value given to it, right? So maybe during the discussion tomorrow or day after tomorrow, if something comes around that, I will explain more about it. Now, guys, see, let me declare a statement here, something like that. Marks, okay, is equal to, I want to read the marks from the user. So say this, I say input method here, guys, and I say enter the marks. Can you see, guys? Enter the marks. So see this is the statement we have, right? And let me go there and see, enter the marks. I get the message on the console. Let's say I enter something, let's say I enter 40. Okay, now guys, if I print marks, right? If I print marks, you must be knowing that this type as of now is str. This type is as of now str. Why str? See this. If I type marks here directly on the console, you will see a single quote around it. Because I told you in the very beginning that input method will always read the data in which type? It will always read the data in str type. So even though you have entered a number there as 40, but the type is str, right? How we can convert this to integer or a float? Can we convert this to an integer or float, guys? Guys, do you understand what the typecasting is? If you remember from your older programming, knowledge. So as of now, because marks are, str, but we cannot perform any mathematical operation. So we need to typecast this, right? We need to typecast this into integer. So how we can do that, guys? We have marks, okay? And now before that, we just need to mention that if I want to convert them into integer or float, let's say I want to convert them into an integer, you can convert them into a float as well, right? Int, and whatever the output comes from this statement, we again assign this value to variable marks. That means we are overwriting actually, right? So marks is equal to this. And now you will see the type is marks, guys. Type is marks. See this. So type is integer now. So initially it was a str when we read it from the user, but now we have typecasted it into integer. Okay. Now I want to print a message to the user, guys. Now I want to print a message to the user. What message I want to print? I want to print whether based on the marks he is pass or fail. So if he gets marks greater than or equal to 33, I will print him a message, pass, congratulations. Otherwise, I will print him a message, fail, you are fail, right? So because I've already got marks with me, I can go for a conditional statement here. What conditional statement you use? Any programming you use a if statement. So I write a if here. Okay, how to write if? Okay, see this guys, I've used the keyword if. And inside if, now I say that marks should be greater than equal to 33. If that is okay, if that is true, if this is correct, then I use a colon here, guys. Mind it, I'm using a colon. After the colon, I press enter. And when I press enter, you can see my indentation has been changed. I'm not going to use curly braces. I will directly write the print statement. And now, because of the indentation, this print statement will come under if now. And now I can pass on the masses here in the print that pass, congrats, guys. See this, congrats, right? So this is the masses which is there. So let me see, guys, if I, run it. So what will happen? If is the, statement I'm using, if this condition is true, if marks entered by the user are greater than or equal to 33, this statement will be printed, right? This condition has to be true, then only this statement will execute, otherwise not. So let me see, guys, if I run this statement, what I get? Pass, right? I get a pass. But what if I enter, marks which are less than 33? So let me, guys, again run this statement and get the marks from the user. So this time, let's say I get 20 marks, right? And then I typecast it to integer. Okay, and then I run this statement again. Do we get any output, guys? No, we do not get the output. Why we did not get the output? Because this condition got false. Can you see this, guys? I'm just selecting this, and now it is giving me the false. I just selected that condition and run it, right? It gets me the false. That means this condition is false, and that's why this message is not getting printed. But I can print a else statement, right? So I will press the enter again. My indentation is still, under the print. I will back press it, guys. When I back press it, I can write the else statement. Else has to be aligned with if, and now I use a colon. I enter the press, I enter again, and then write the print statement. And now I say fail, right? Fail, good luck next time. Let's say, some console, masses we can print on. So see this, guys. Now, if I run this, select entire if else block together and run it, and now you will see I get this masses. Okay, now let me, club a couple of things with you so I can remove this part, guys. This is also not needed. So I'm just going to refine my code now, guys. See this, okay? So we got the marks from the user, we typecasted them, and then we are making a check if marks are, and now we can run it, all together. So now it says enter the marks. I say enter 45, it typecasted, and we get directly the masses, congratulations. Okay, if we want to run this statement for 50 students, right? If we want to run this statement or these set of statements for 50 students, we have to always select them and run them, select them and run them, select them and run them. Can we put them under a kind of repetition that, these set of statements continue to run, right? So in that case, if you want to, continue to run these statements, right, again and again, we can put them under a loop, guys. We can put them under a loop. And the simple loop that I can use as of now is while loop. So I will use a while, guys, while. And I want to, continue for infinite times, right? मैं हमेशा इसको चालू रखना चाहता हूँ. So in the condition, I would say true. So guys, this is the while. The while loop continues as long as this condition is true. While loop will continue to run as long as this condition is true. And I've already written true. That means this condition is always true. Sometimes people write 1 here as well, or any non-zero number can be written here. But for a better clarity, we can write a true here, right? And after that, guys, see this. Can you see, right? Now, whatever statement I will write here, guys, that would be part of while. So let's say I write a print statement in while, right? So in while loop, let's say I write this. And I run this only. See this, guys, I run this piece only, right? So I run this piece only. See this. This statement continues to print in while because वो बार बार loop चल रहा है, infinite loop है, हमेशा ये print होता रहेगा. How to come out of this? There is no way as of now. Programmatically, we cannot come out, right? Because the condition is never false, and the condition is never false. You can never come. So we have a red button here. So I click on this red button, guys, and it will stop the current execution. So I click on this button, and we are out of this loop now. Okay, see this now. And now, see, guys, I want to make these set of statements under while as of now, right? So इनको कैसे करूं? अभी तो ये while का part नहीं है. They are not part of the while because their indentation is not matching. If I want to make these statements under while loop, I need to bring the indentation just, aligned with the print statement. इसके साथ indentation होना चाहिए. अभी indentation सही नहीं है. Right? They cannot be part of the while loop. So how I can make the indentation right? So I will just, hit a backspace button here, guys, and I select it, and then I press the tab button, and now you can see indentation has been set correctly, right? And now see this, guys, I run this now. So now all of these statements are part of the while loop, right? Including getting the marks, converting them to integer, and taking if else condition. And now see this code, guys. Do you see? We get enter the marks message. Okay, I enter 20, and it prints me a message fail. Okay, now again asking me for the input. Okay, this time I say 45. Now it says pass. So this goes on, right? I can say 67, a pass. I can say 12, a fail. So this goes on, this goes on. Can we come out of this loop somehow? हम चाहते हैं कि यार ऐसे तो ये loop चलता ही रहेगा. Can we come out of this loop at any time? Okay, we can come out of this loop actually, right? Now, what is this? How we can use that? Now, to come out of this loop, we can use a break statement. We can use a break statement. So break statement is a statement which terminates the loop, guys, which terminates the loop. So let's see how we can do that. Okay, here, after getting the input from the user, guys, after getting the input from the user, I need to check a condition. So let's say on what condition you want to break the loop, on what condition you want to terminate the loop. My loop should get terminated if I press enter, right? If I press enter button without adding any number, guys. So what is my condition? If my input string is blank, if my input string is empty, then you should break from the loop. So guys, what I'm saying, if your string is blank, that means I should not put anything, right? I should directly press the enter button. That will make my string input. So what I can say, guys, see this. Let me, break as of now and show you some concept here, guys. So guys, I read the marks, and let's say these marks are 40 this way. Okay, so when it will happen, this will happen at line number 111. So when I enter 40, the marks would be like this. Okay, right? And now see this, guys. I use a keyword called not, right? Not. I'm using a keyword not, and after that I'm giving my variable name, so marks here, guys. So what it says, false. What does it mean? That means your marks string is not empty. There is something written in that. Okay, I say marks is equal to 100, so I would rate 100 like this because it is a string by basically, and now say not marks, again it gives me the false. But when I say marks is equal to blank string, I have not put anything, right? It is completely blank. Now say guys, not marks, what it will give me? It will give me true. What does it mean then? I can use this concept here that if not marks, right? If not marks, if my, you know, if my string is blank, guys, because not marks will give you true only when your string is blank. That means you have not put anything from the user side, and in that case we can do what? We can break from the loop. So guys, this has to be understand, very clearly what I'm saying. The break will never happen as long as you have some data here. Whenever the marks is empty, whenever there is nothing in the marks, this condition will become true and will break out of the loop. And break means terminate the loop execution. So see this now, guys. Now we are going to run it for full, and everything has been written here, guys. Now we are selecting everything, and see this, what happens. We get the masses, enter the marks. We enter, let's say 50. Control JAD. Okay. See this, 56. Let's say if I enter, okay, pass. When I say 12, okay, it's fail. When I say 10, again fail. Okay, when I say 57, pass. Okay, now this time, iska matlab, it never encountered the break as of now, right? It never encountered the break as of now because every time we were putting some valid data into the marks. But now this time I do not enter anything. I do not press any button other than return, other than enter, and now directly pressing the enter button, guys, and see this, we are out of the loop, right? We are out of the loop. Maybe we can print a message here that we are exiting. So I can say print exiting from the loop. So exiting from the loop. See this, guys, right? And now when I say something like this, right? See this, guys. Okay, enter the marks, and now I say 10, it gets me failed. And now when I directly press enter, see this, I get exiting from the loop. So guys, this is the way, right? Because this condition became true, and as soon as it became true, we got this print statement, and then finally it breaks the loop. So guys, was it clear that I combined everything, if you remember, right? So I combined what? I combined how to take input from the user. I combined how to typecast to the user. I combined how to run for the if-else condition. And then I combined how to include everything under the while loop. And then I combined how you can come out of the while loop using a break statement. Is that clear with everyone? Right? That is there. So, okay. Now, moving a little ahead now, guys, and this time, I'm going to declare one more data structure which is not seen as of now. So you have seen something similar to it in C programming. See, guys, I'm using a square bracket, and inside the square bracket, I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Guys, do you remember what is this in C programming? What was this in C programming? It was the array, actually, right? We call this in list, actually, right? This is called a list in Python, guys. This is called list. Whatever you used to have array, the similar concept has been there in Python, and this is called the list. So we going to use a variable name. Let's say list1 is equal to this, guys. List1 is equal to this. And if you want to know the type, you can go for it and then just see, guys. So this is right. So that's here. So guys, I'm currently talking about inbuilt Python data structures only. I'm not going to NumPy or Matplotlib or Pandas. So if you are in Python, this is a list actually, right? And you have no arrays. Arrays will be there if you talk about NumPy, but not here, right? So now, guys, this is list. Okay, and I can use indexing concepts and everything the way we used to have in a string. So I can use, I want to print the first item from the list. So how I will do it, guys, I will do this way. That using list1, go for index 0. Index 0 means first item. First item is actually 1. If you see, guys, this is 1 as of now. So this is, see this, list here. 1, it is 1, right? So that would be there. Now, okay, guys, I have a question for you. If I write something like this, list1 dot -1, what would be the output, guys? Can you answer? Okay, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, yes, because -1 is always the last item in Python. When you say -1 as an index, it is always taking the last item. So it will print you the 6 actually, right? It will print you the 6. Okay, guys, you are understanding well. That's good. Thank you. Keeping with me. Now, see, a couple of more things, guys. As of now, to give you an example around list, I take all the values as integer, guys, but I can have the values from different data types as well, right? I can have the values like this as well, guys. Let's say declare a list1, which has an integer value as well, which has a float value as well, which has a Boolean value as well. Now this is also valid in Python. And guys, if you remember, this was not the valid case in C programming, right? In C programming, all of the elements have to be from same data type. But in Python, the elements can be from the different data type. Is that clear with everyone, guys? Is that clear? Okay. Now, guys, this is a list. Our list is this, right? And now, if you want to print one item at a time, guys, I'm talking about that how you can print a one item at a time from the list. Okay, one item at a time from the list. Okay, how to do that, guys? I'm going to use a loop for that. And for that, I would be using a for loop. Okay, how to do that, guys? See this, for loop is important, and that should be interesting to you, right? So a type of if you use that would be the list here, guys. Okay, now see this, guys. This is my list1. It has a couple of items from 1 to 6, and now I'm going to use a for loop. So how to do that? For each. Okay, I'm saying each, but I'm not writing each, right? So for each item in list1. So guys, for each item in list1. Okay, list1 is what? The name of your list, right? And then colon, and then pressing the enter, then there is a change in the indentation, then I use the print statement, then I print the item. Okay, see this, guys, what happens here. Now I run it, and now you will see the output 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? Okay, what is happening here, guys? See this. Basically, when the loop runs for the first time, the item is equal to 1, directly equal to 1. It is not working as an index. There is a difference from C programming, guys, right? it is not working as index. It is working as an iterator. So in the first iteration, item is equal to 1. In the second iteration, item is 2. In the third iteration, item is 3. In the fourth iteration, item is 5, and so on. So this is the way, guys, you write. You can have some other name instead of item as well. There is no specific requirement here. You can say, let's say you are okay with X, so you will say like this, for X in list 1, right? And then you print X. See this, guys. Okay, so for X, and then you print X here. See this, guys. So you can have any name. If you like XYZ, if you like Ranveer Kapoor, take Ranveer Kapoor. If you like Aishwarya, take Aishwarya. If you like any other, whatever name. So, that would be the case, guys. For each X, you have this, and output is same. In the first iteration here, X would be 1, the X then 2, then X would be 3, then X would be 4, and so on. That would be the case, guys. Is that clear, that how we can use a for each loop? We call this as a for each loop, guys. And if people are from Java, they must be knowing that Java has a for each loop. Java has a for each loop too. That is the case, guys. Is that okay with everyone? We were just talking about, we were talking about the for loops, guys. Okay. Now, a couple of things for you guys. Okay, see this. As of now, my list 1 at index 0, right? As of now, my list 1 at index 0 is 1. Guys, everybody, please focus on my console. Interesting, things coming up now. See, guys. That is very well, because list 1 is there, and I just want to print the index 0, right? Here you see item 1, but now I want to assign a new value at index 0. As of now, it is 1. I want to make it 10. So how? I can make this way. And if you guys remember, this concept was not allowed, right? This concept was not allowed in strings. But can we do here in case of a list? Okay, this is well executed, right? This is a well executed, right? That means it is allowed. We can do it, right? That means list can be modified, and things that can be modified are called as mutable. Immutable matlab read only, and mutable matlab these can be changed, right? So guys, and now when you print, right, see this, guys, see that we have this. So this is the way. Okay, if guys, if we have if we have a list, can we add a new item, right? Can we add a new item? Yes, we can add a new item, list1 dot append. Yes, okay, and let's say I say 100. So that means 100 would be added at the last. 100 would be added at the last. So see this, guys, 100 has been added there. Can you see on the console? 100 has been added. But if you want to add the item somewhere else, not in the last, you can use one more function called insert, guys. Insert. See this, right? And in the insert method, you need to specify the index as well. So let's say you want to add at index 1. So say at index 1, you want to write 101. So what will happen to the item which is already at the index 1? It will shift to the right direction. That will be shifted by 1 position, right? So whatever you have at index 1 is 2, is as of now, you can see, guys, right? And now, right, from this, now at we are using insert with the index 1, and now you will see, guys, we have a new item inserted. See this. Can you see, guys? At index 1, we have 101 now, and 2 has been shifted to next position. So it's now on the index 2. Okay, how many functions we can have in the list? There is a list. Okay, so if you remember, guys, we have a dir method, and from dir we can get to know that what are the various functions that can be used using lists. So see this, guys. We can append, we can clear, we can copy, we can count, we can extend, we can index, we can insert, we can pop, we can remove, we can reverse, we can sort. I'm not going to tell everything about that, but the last function that I can call you is a remove, let's say. So list one dot remove, guys, right? And from that remove, see this, let's say you want to remove 10 from it, right? So see this, guys, you want to remove 10. And now see this, guys, 10 has been removed from your list. Okay, you want to remove an item which is not in the list, then what will happen, guys? So from the list one, let's say you want to remove 1000. And you very well know that 1000 is not in the list. Can you see, guys, 1000 is not in the list. So can we do that, guys? Okay, we can do that. List one dot remove. So now it says X is not in the list. It will give the error, right? So that was the case. And what will happen if there are guys, let's say, okay, you have something like this, list one is equal to 10 comma 10, okay, 10 comma 1 comma 10, 2 comma 10. So kind of that, guys. See this, right? See this. What will happen in that case? In that case, if I want to remove list one dot remove, guys, right, it will only remove the first 10, right? It will remove the first 10. So can you see the, guys, in the list, what is there in the list one now? Okay, see this on the console. I print the list one. See this, right? See this. Okay, so when you do again the list one dot remove, it will remove the second 10, right? When you again do the list one dot remove 10, it will remove the last 10 as well. So let me tell one final example here. Let's say you want to remove all the tens, right? All of the 10 values from the list. How you can do using a loop? We can do using a loop. How to do that, guys? While, I'm going to use a while loop now, while 10 in list one. So now you can, very clearly understand this condition, that this loop will continue to run as long as it has 10 in the list one, right? So now we have into this, and we can say list one dot remove 10, guys. See this, we have 10. So this way, it will remove all the 10s. So now, guys, you're only left with 1 and 2 from the list. So guys, is that clear, that how we used a while loop to remove all the multiple entries of 10 from the list, right? So that is the case, right? Although we have one more function, del, right? Del can remove, using index, so list one and index 0. So what does it mean? That delete whatever you have at index 0. So that will remove the item, and now you will see that your list one has only 2 in the case there. So this time we are using index actually, right? So that's here. So that the case is. So there can be multiple ways, right, to perform one task in any programming language. There is no, a single way. There are multiple ways, right? Whatever approach you take, it is going to work that way if you write the code correctly, right? So that is the case, guys. And now I'm going to talk about, and similarly, guys, the way you listed down all the functions from the list, similarly, you can list down all the functions, whatever are allowed in case of a string. So how you can do that, guys? You use the dir method, and in the dir, what you pass on? You pass on the name of the string, str class basically. And there you see, guys, you get all the list of functions that you can apply on the strings. Can you see, guys? There are a lot of functions available. So we used lower, we used upper, if you remember, guys, right? We used upper and we used, but you can use other functions as well, right? Now, as the last discussion of the day, guys, as the last discussion of the day, I'm going to talk about a concept, and that concept is called as dictionary. This concept is called as, guys, dictionary. Okay, see this, how to do that. For example, you are, a student, okay, and you appear for 3 exams, guys, right? You are a student and you appear for 3 exams, okay? And those exam names are, the first exam is, let's say, um, mm, physics, for example, right? Physics is there. And in the physics, you score, let's say, 45 marks, okay? In the chemistry, let's say you score 45 marks. And in math, right, you, let's say, score 67 marks. So these are the scores, okay? Now, how we can represent this information in a Pythonic way that includes the subject name also, and it includes the marks also. So I want to, store both. I want to store the subject name as well, and I want to store the corresponding marks as well, right? And for that reason, if you remember, guys, for that reason, what we need kind of a relationship, that this is the relationship. How many marks in the physics? 45. How many marks in the chemistry? 45. Let's change it to 46, for example. And maths in 67. Okay, how we can do that? That is very easy in Python, guys. I used the curly braces. Okay, inside the curly braces, you start adding an entry for each record. And how to do that, guys? I give the name of my subject. So this is physics, guys, right? Okay, after the name, I use a colon, and after the colon, I give the marks, 45. Okay, and that becomes the one record here. And basically, this record is called as a key value pair. What you call this, guys? You call this record as a key value pair, right? So this is called key, and this is called value. On the left hand side, what you see is called key. On the right hand side, what you see after the colon is value. Okay, can we add one more? Yes, we can add one more. So what would be the key here? Chemistry would be the key here. We have a column, and then we have the marks, 46. And guys, and then we have last math, and then the marks are there. That makes the 67. And that way we store 3 records, 3 key value pairs, and I can name this variable, let's say dict1. So dict1 is equal to this. And now you have this, guys. And now you will see what the type of this, right? The type of this is dict1. And there you see, guys, right? We have got a dictionary. Dict, can you see, guys? We have a dict, okay? And now, this will work as a storage for you guys. Now we have stored our information on key value pair. Now we can easily fetch the data from this, right? Now we can easily fetch the data from this. How to fetch the data? If you want to know the marks corresponding to math, how you will explain that? You will use the name of your dictionary, that is dict1. And now inside the square bracket, you will specify the key. What can be the key? Math can be the key. Physics can be the key. Chemistry can be the key, right? And now you say math, right? So it will give you the corresponding marks. That means it will give you the value. So it says we got 67. Okay, as of now, if you want to, let's say, go for a reevaluation and your marks got changed from 67 to 75, can we change that? Yes, we can do that. So what we can do that in that case, okay, that will give us the 67. But now using assignment operator, I can use a new, a value. I can assign a new value. So let's say now my marks are 75. So this way I can change the value. See this, guys. And now when I print the dict1, It prints physics, that your first case, it prints the chemistry, and now it prints the math as well, that is 75. That means the way we can change the list, the way we can modify the list, the dictionary can also be modified. Okay, one more thing. The dictionary, in a dictionary, keys are always unique. You cannot have two keys with the same name, right? You can have a repetition of the values, but you cannot have a repetition of the keys. Okay, if you want to know only the keys from the dictionary, we have a method called dict1.keys. Only the names of the keys, dict1.keys. See this, guys? Can you see dict1.keys? And we only get the name physics, chemistry, and math. If you only want to know the values, dict1.values is the method. Dict1.values. So we see the values 45, 46, 75, right? And if you want to know the both, if you want to know both key as well as, a value, then we have items as the method. Dict1.items. Can you see, guys? We get physics, and that is the first record, right? This is physics 45, this is chemistry 46, this is math 75, right? And guys, if you see this kind of representation is called tuple in Python. What you call, guys? This is tuple. A small bracket, a parenthesis. If you use this, becomes a tuple, right? So inside a list, there you see there is a list because a square bracket is coming. Inside the list, we have three tuples. One tuple representing the first record, second tuple representing the second record as a key value, and the third tuple representing math as the key and 75 as the value, right? So that was a little introduction to the dictionary as well, guys. I hope today's session was, good for you guys. Can you please share your feedback? How was it for you guys? How was the session for you today? So now people are responding. People saying absolutely perfect, someone saying good, someone saying good, sir. Swati Seth saying it was awesome. Jigyasa Vadhwani saying good. Bharat Reddy saying, sir, it was awesome. Ojas Chakar saying nice. Divya Gitanjali from Hyderabad saying very informative. Sanjay Saxena saying excellent. Manikanta saying good. Tirthak Shah saying nice. Vigneshwaran saying it was helpful. Supreet Sani saying very good. Akolkar Vishwa saying very nice. Rishabh Jain saying awesome. Santoshini from Hyderabad saying great. And then we have a couple of more people saying, Bhavna saying absolutely perfect. Agilesh Ramalingan saying excellent. Mohammed Hanifa, you were putting some words which I did not understand, Mohammed. I don't know, was it like a good word from you or was it a bad word from you? I don't understand that, Mohammed. Right? And then Shubranil Bakchi saying excellent session, sir. Malvika from Delhi saying extremely good. Vivek saying nice. Anil from Ahmedabad saying fantastic. Aditi Gupta saying it was great. Saintan Saha from Bhubaneswar saying it was really great. Adarsh Mahadev saying awesome. Ayush Hajarika, it was very clear, sir. Samama Butul, okay. Shamama Butul saying very clear, sir. Sean Fernandez saying good. Manoranjan Parhi saying good. Tarun saying very much useful. Darshan from Bangalore saying informative, thanks. Krishnamurthy saying good. Shrikant from Vizag saying good. Mehak Gupta saying it is literally good. Mohan Priya Kumar saying well and good. Daisy Sharma saying very good. Man Nima saying great. Rakesh Chirala, fine. Mr. Unknown is there saying awesome. Raz Bhanderi from Valsad, Gujarat saying very interesting. Jyoti Totla saying excellent. Malvika saying thank you so much. Siv Rastogi saying amazing session. Sai Pavi Govind, I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong, saying super sir clearly explained. Muhammad Anifa saying, sir, we need a break. We'll try to keep it, Mohammed. Thanks for suggestion. Ayush Jain from Ayush Jain Seth here saying nice. Mm, Nirmal Kumar saying excellent. Okay. Hip hop saying amazing. Okay. Uh, Bharat Reddy saying I understood very well. Ankita Bora saying yes sir, today's session was for appropriate. Bhavna Singh sir, I really loved it. Gitanjali Nalavde, I think it was nice, amazing. Uh, uh, Sandeep Mandal saying session was fantastic and worth attending. So a lot of people, saying good things around that. Uh, hmm. So Anishwari is saying very informative. Abhay Gupta saying very informative. Okay. So guys, tomorrow we are going to Rahul Sagwal. I'll talk about tomorrow. Don't worry. Thank you, Mohammed. Jasdeep saying it was really good, sir. Uh, you know, Nulu Lalita Devi saying good, sir. Nice explanation. Sai Kumar saying Jing Zhang. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to talk about data analytics. And tomorrow we would be talking about NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Mohammed Rayan saying excellent session, so thank you. Deepika saying fantastic. Okay. Ujjwal KB saying, sir, I liked your teaching. Okay. Shivraz Karzagi saying it was amazing. Okay. Okay. Saman Siddiqui saying it was valuable and nice. Shreya Sete, okay. Ayush Rohila saying, sir, really created to revise old topics and learn new and important stuff as well. Pinkal Panchal saying, worthful. Okay. Sri Ramakasik saying, sir, it was wonderful. I felt very easy because of your explanation. Lavanya KE saying, wonderful. Okay, so I think, I can skip. Okay. A couple of them now. So, thank you guys. And tomorrow we are meeting again at 4 p.m.
So can you explain the code challenge? People are asking.
Where is it?
In the day one, or you can go in the last of this. There should be, sir. Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
dictionary.
this one.
This one is dictionary, right?
I think yeah, dictionary one.
Yeah. Can we change that? Can we have something else? Okay. Okay, guys. Let me explain this code challenge for you. There is a code challenge. If you want to try it, you can give a try to it, right? Um, so let me.
If you want, so you can run the solution. It's there in the
Yeah, right.
day one folder.
So okay, it's a day one.
Yeah,
Okay.
day one. There is Supermart. Yeah.
Right. So guys, no, it is in steps actually. No problem. Let me, I don't
Yeah,
know.
this one. Last step. Yes.
I can just copy it. Guys, what you need to do in the code challenge, and that is explained there. Basically, let's say you are the manager of a store, right? You are a manager of a store, and oh, Is it working? Okay. So guys, let's say you are a manager of a store, and there are a couple of people, and they are buying something, right? And when on the counter you added something like that, you bought some item, and then you added the quantity after that. So let's say you added apple, right? So just a minute, let me do that. So let's say you added apple, right? So apple 10. Okay, then I enter again. Then it asks again, enter item. So let's say I assign candy, 5 or 2. Then I again say apple, right? 12. And then I say, what say, potato. See this? Uh, 12. So what will happen now if I enter without giving any value? What will it do, guys? It will add everything with the same item. So apple 10 was here, apple 12 was here. So finally it will print me apple 22, right? Candy 2 is there, so directly we get the candy 2 here. Potato 12 was there, potato. So basically it is adding the similar name items and then printing it back to you as output, right? So that is there, guys. uh, you know uh, guys, did you understand what the assignment is all about? Like, you just have to write a piece of code where it should take a name, and after the name you give a space, and after that you give the quantity, right? And this way you can do it multiple times, and finally it will add up all the similar names and print a final list for you. That is the basic uses. So it will use some concept of list as well. It will use some concept of dictionary as well, right? A looping would be there. So a couple of things are there, and it's very interesting. And I think you should work on this assignment. It will give you a very, very good understanding about the Python. And something is not clear, you can always go on Google and check for Stack Overflow and all. That would be there, guys. And this code challenge, where it is available, Sylvester? Where it
What
is
is
available?
day one on?
Okay, so guys, this is available on the day one. Let me show you the Google Drive. I can show you the Google Drive. So I copy the link, guys, right? Uh, you know, and see, see this. Just a minute. Guys, I have gone to the, so the link of the Google Drive has been already shared with you, but now I'm again sharing with you guys, that's there. That's there. And now on the day one, if you go on the day one, right? So this is the Google Drive that you see on my screen, guys. If you go on the day one, there you will see day1.txt. And when you click on this, the code that we wrote today is also added there. And at the last, you will see this code challenge, guys. Is that clear with everyone? Right? So that would be there, right? So it's a very good code challenge, guys. It will require a good effort from you, and I think you can do it. Even if you're a beginner, you should give it a try. You will learn a lot of things, and most of the things are already covered from today's session, so you don't need to refer from anywhere. Whatever we have learned today, they are going to help you, right? Daisy, you just need to show that you can just store the output in a list or anywhere. You can just print it. That's there, right? No, Mohan Priya, it's not, right? So, Ojas, basically, you just, what you need to do, that you are a manager of a store, and, you should develop a tool that can add the items, right? So let's say when the code runs, it says that enter the item with price, and then you make an entry that Apple 10, then again says enter the item with price, then you enter this, then again says item with, then you say again Apple. So what it is doing, you have Apple entry here, Apple entry here, so it will add both of them, right? So whenever it has the same entries, they are added, right? And that's why you see Apple 22 in the final outcome. Do you see now, guys? Ojas, is that clear? Jasdeep, I will not recommend to write code of using mobile phone, because that is basically will not give you any learning, not a very good experience. And from tomorrow it would be difficult for you to work, because you will need a NumPy, you will need Matplotlib, you will need lots of libraries. They are not available on your mobile phone. Maybe you can do on some online coding platform, and there you can use that. You can use HackerRank or HackerEarth, kind of that. So Manikanta, if you want to add a new item, right, to the dictionary, that is very well possible. So what you can say, let's say you want to add the marks of Hindi, so dict1, your dictionary name that is already with you. Now you enter your name of the key, and then let's say in the Hindi you get 59 marks, for example, right? So that adds a one more entry in your dict. So now instead of 3, you have 4 entries in the dictionary. See this, Hindi is also added there, right? Yeah, Sandeep, you can do that way as well, right? Shimoyan Kerala, that is the code challenge. You have to find out, right? You have to find the net total. That is the way, right? Akanksha, you need to submit the assignment on a Google form. So a Google form is there. This is the Google form, Akanksha. It will ask you a couple of details from you, and you can upload the file. Akanksha, is that clear? No, Utkarsh, there is no index method, right? Because any tool which you are comfortable with is okay. If you are good at a Spider, use Spider. If you are good at Jupyter, use Jupyter, right? So a tool is not a problem, right? We should learn the problem solving, right? Ayush, we need to use the break wherever we need it, right? Just immediately after taking the input from the user, you have to check whether you need to continue or you need to take a break. And that's why we kept the break statement there only, right? Yeah, Sandilya will do that tomorrow, right? Jyoti, yes, we can do that. We can do that, using a list. So maybe you can say that Hindi got 2, exams. So how you can do that? You can make a list, right? So in one exam you got 59, and another exam you got, let's say, 56. That was the case. So now you have added 2 items in the dict one, right? See there. No Rakesh, not compulsory, right? Yeah, Shivraj, you can do that, right? Yeah, Shreya, you are right. We'll do that, right? Because just a minute, the sample certificate that I can show you. Just a minute, if I can show you the sample certificate. Uh,
Is then the drive, sir. It is in the drive.
okay, is in the drive. Okay. So let me show you. Uh, Uh, this is the sample certificate, Vikas. You can use DEL method. Is that clear, Vikas? This is the sample, you know. Jash, you can use any method. Method is not a issue, right? You just need to solve the problem. That is more important, right? Yeah, Rakesh, it would be a digital certificate. It would be a e-certificate, right? Yeah, Shubham, it would be available on the YouTube. Forsk Coding School is the channel name. There you can go and see the video recording. Maybe after 1 hour, right? It would be uploaded. No, Nilima Das, we cannot do that, right? Rakesh, that will happen at a completion of this course, right? So when you complete the 1 week and if you register for the certificate, you will get the certificate, right? Yeah, Maladatta ma'am, so if you are a faculty, you will get a FDP certificate. If you are a student, you will get a that kind of certificate, right? Pallavi, that detail would be shared later on, not today, right? So all the faculty members will get a certificate of FDP and the students will get a different certificate, right? The payment for the certificates will start later, not today. Payment for the certificates will start later, not today. No, Akolkar, no Vishwa, it is not. So guys, assignment submission is not compulsory. It is just for your practice. So if you want to practice, you can, practice on that. Rakesh, it is 300 only, you know. Bharat, you need to talk to Surinder if you need any other kind of certificate, right? Bharat. Rakesh Chirala, is that clear? No, Swati, it is not sent through WhatsApp. You will have to log into this Google Drive. Go to the Google Drive link and, there everything is available, right? No, Mohan Priya Kumar, there is nothing like that. There is nothing like that, you know. So the Google Drive link is this. Everything is available there. You know, lecture notes, code challenges, everything is there, guys. Right? Niranjan Panda sir, this is just 300 rupees, nothing else. You know, only 300 rupees. Ayush Royla, only the practice can improve the coding. So guys, thank you and see you tomorrow. Bye guys, thank you.